What's up, guys? It's Brian here, and today I'm bringing you guys another Throwback Thursday review. This week we've got the 2013 Z-95 Headhunter set. There is the box art in the form of the instruction manual. The set was number 75004, contained 373 pieces, but in 2013 this set retailed for $50 US. And even back when it was on shelves, it was honestly a little pricey. Especially because it had the three minifigures it has are very good. They're very hard to find these days, so I guess you could say that made up for the value back then. However, when the set was on shelves, it was overpriced, for sure. However, it's still a great vehicle. It's great that I have it in my clone army, and it comes with some good figures. So without further ado, let's get into the in-depth look. Alright guys, so taking a close-up look at the old Z-95 Headhunter set. It did have three minifigures, but we'll look at those in just a second. The ship itself honestly does not have that many functions, which makes this kind of hard to justify for a $50 set. This feels more like it's a decent size. Like, that's my hand over the whole set. Let's give you a little bit of a different view of that. So it has a big wingspan. However, the set itself doesn't do a whole lot, and it's only 373 pieces. I do love a lot of the really smooth detailing on it. It's a gorgeous looking set. Got some really nice details, like on the back. The engines are cool. The wings don't do anything. The cannons on the end are really nice. The cockpit is very smooth on the inside. Let's see if I can get a good angle for you. Very smooth. It's very easy to stick a pilot in there. I actually had to modify this cockpit quite a bit for my animation. I used it in Order 66 Part 3 for that one scene with Scout in the cockpit, so I had to modify the cockpit a little bit so that he would actually stay still. I didn't modify it for Part 1 of Order 66, but anyway. Nice printed piece in there. I think that's an exclusive piece to the Z-95. And let's see, other functions it has. This back little section opens up to reveal a section where you can store blasters and the binocs. So let's take the 501st Trooper's blaster, put it in there, and then it just kind of sits in there nicely. Again, it's a very smooth set. Like, the functions they work well, the few functions it has. Last functions are on the bottom. They have the landing gear that go up, and probably the coolest function is the cannon on the underside, which is one of those old Technic style cannons, and all you have to do to get it to fire is to pull this out, and then the trigger's on top. So when you pull it out to fire, it fires pretty hard and pretty far. So if you want to play, this is a great little play function, because if you're like, let's say you're flying this over all your droids that you have set up, you can just kind of fire away at your droids and knock them all down. So I do like that play function quite a bit, even though that's really it for the vehicle. It's really more of a display piece and a piece to have in your Republic army than anything else. But the more exclusive part of the set was the three minifigures, so let's take a look at those. So out of these three minifigures, we're going to start with what I am very happy to call the least interesting of them, because we're finally getting the 501st Battle Pack. So this is, I can finally say, the old style of the 501st Clone Trooper, and this was one of two sets that this guy came in. One of the most desired figures of all times, and one of the most expensive on Bricklink as well, with that great blue printing on the legs, as well as the very simple printing on his torso and helmet. Just that iconic 501st look. We all know it. We all love it. We're all happy that we're getting more. Nothing on the back. He came with a standard blaster. This was before the stud shooter was even invented, so the good old days. Even though I wish that this figure in particular came in many more sets, I'm glad we're getting a 501st Battle Pack. I'm glad with the rest of you guys that this figure is obsolete now. We won't have to pay absurd amounts of money to get multiples of him. Now, the next figure up is actually very interesting. This is a 501st Clone Pilot. A very interesting addition to your clone army that I'm very glad that I actually have. Now that we have the 501st Battle Pack, this guy will get some more use. But he's got a really cool helmet. I'm pretty sure it's actually unique to this figure. I'm not sure if he was in any other set, if this helmet was in any other sets. This torso, it might be a little exclusive because of that. Whoa, I don't want to blur that up for you guys. That torso might be exclusive because of the blue marking on the inside. That's possible, but I'm not entirely sure about that. He's got regular old Clone Wars style face, but this helmet is really great, and this figure does go for quite a bit on Bricklink because this was the only set that this guy came in. The only set you can get the 501st Pilot, so this is a really cool figure. And last but not least, probably the tallest minifigure in my collection is Pong Krell, the Jedi General from the Umbara arc, whom we all know what ends up happening to him in the end and what he ends up doing. But this is a unique figure in the sense that he actually does have all 4 of his arms, and he has kind of 2 torsos. It's a very bizarre looking figure, but I love what they did with him. He does have 2 lightsabers, 2 double-sided lightsabers, 1 blue, 1 green. Very accurate to him. And the way that they made Krell is that he's got this entire mold up top with the arms that are separate, and the mold goes into the headpiece of this torso and leg build right here that can be used for other Jedi. So this is actually a good figure because you get multiple uses out of him. If you want to make a custom Jedi, just throw a head on this guy and you have someone custom. But I love this head mold. It looks really great. It's a unique build. I'm not sure if I'm 100% a fan of how it looks. It just looks so weird, and his legs are so short compared to the rest of his body. So it is a bizarre figure, but it works very well in the LEGO system. So I'm happy that we were able to get him as a minifigure because he's so iconic to one of our favorite arcs of the Clone Wars. So that's it for the minifigures. I'm going to jump back to the other angle, and we're going to end out the video. Alright guys, so that was the in-depth look of the Z-95 Headhunter. Now as far as getting this set nowadays, again, even though it was overpriced back in the day, it's very hard to get nowadays because the figures are so rare and exclusive. According to Brickset.com, this set can go used, and that's without figures, for around $46. So if you want just the vehicle, you can get it for a decent price. However, getting this set new can set you back as little as $77, but I've seen on Bricklink upwards of $150 to $200 just to get this thing new and sealed. So that goes for quite a bit, and the figures, obviously, we know go for a lot. Obviously, the 501st Trooper is going to become obsolete soon because we got a new one coming soon. The 501st Pilot on Bricklink goes for about $12. Pong Krell himself goes for about $12 as well. So these are expensive figures nowadays. However, when the set was released, it was a bit pricey. I would have recommended waiting for sales if I was doing this review back in 2013. However, I'm glad I have it in my collection. It gave me some good use in the Order 66 videos. So that's going to just about do it for this throwback review, guys. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Leave me a comment down below. Do you guys have this set? What are the future set? What throwback review should I do next? That's what I'm trying to say. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below, and be sure to go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. If you guys are watching this on the day I upload it, I will have a new mock coming out on Saturday, so you can look forward to that. I haven't teased that at all, except on Instagram, so look forward to a new, pretty big mock coming out on Saturday. So thank you guys very much for watching. This has been Brian from Watermelon Studios. Peace out, guys.